Good morning, Quadcopter 101. And before we get started, let me get the shout-outs out of the way. Today's shout-out goes to Fuge. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's the way he said to pronounce it. So Fuge, or Fugi, if I get it wrong, was today's shout-out winner for being first to say first in one of my recent videos. So congratulations again to you. What I got for you today is the long-awaited Hubsan H501M version. Now, what is the M version? Well, it is a 720p version of the Hubsan's 501 series, not 1080p, but it's 780p because mainly all its video is primarily transmitted to the phone via Wi-Fi. You're going to get 720p video coming to your phone, but actually I don't think you can record that, to tell you the truth, because the recording is done via a microSD card, which is plugged into this microSD slot on the quadcopter. So I have no idea why they went to 720p versus 1080p. I would have preferred that they stayed with 1080p camera, but this one has 720p. But what's special about it? Well, it's controlled strictly by Wi-Fi from your phone. This controller you see here does not directly control the quadcopter. The way this works, folks, is this controller is connected to your phone via Bluetooth. So you can use these buttons on your controller to control the app via Bluetooth. So in effect, the phone is still controlling the quadcopter, except you have sticks that are again sending its input commands to the phone via Bluetooth. These input commands that it's capable of doing are, of course, the stick commands, well, that's an on-off switch, but automatic takeoff, return to home and landing, and activation of the camera or starting and stopping the video. So those are the commands that are sent to the phone, but again, the phone is controlling your quadcopter directly. With that in mind, and since Bluetooth is also operating 2.4 gigahertz as the Wi-Fi of your phone, the predicted range using this controller is not very far. I think they say 50 meters. We'll find that out today here when we send it out and about. But you can also control this drone strictly using your phone, okay? There would not, in that case, be any 2.4 gigahertz interference from the Bluetooth, so if you use the phone alone, you might be able to get a little bit further range than 50 meters. And finally, Hubsan has a relay, the HT009 relay system, a Wi-Fi relay that would give you ranges, actually superb ranges. You should be able to get out close to 500 meters with the relay. I don't have the HT009 relay. I lost mine out here somewhere, believe it or not, when I put it on the top of my car and forgot about it. But I do have, and this works very well too, folks. This is the Mi Wi-Fi amplifier relay that I've used in many of my previous flights. So I'm going to be using this today too to demonstrate the type of range you can get with a Wi-Fi relay like the HT009A. The advantage of the HT009A, you don't need to set it up using the Mi Home app. The disadvantage of this is that you do have to set it up for a first-time use using the Mi Home app. After that, it remembers this quadcopter, so you don't have to set it up again. The advantage of this is, though, that it's only about 10 bucks, and the HT009A relay is close to 70 bucks. So that's the other thing you have to keep in mind, too. So let's go for a flight of the little H501M and see how it performs. I forgot to mention, this thing also has follow me, circle me, and waypoint flying. So I hope to demonstrate those today too. Oh, before we do fly, I forgot entirely. I wanted to put these up side by side. Here's an H501A, okay? The closest thing to the H501M in terms, this one is also controlled via Wi-Fi. But looking at it, everything seems to be the same except the color and the motors. Notice we got some different brushless motors here. I don't know why they have decided to go with different motors, but the motors are slightly different in shape. And is that diameter? They look to be a similar diameter, but they don't have this cap like you see on here. The cap is different on top of the motor, so I don't know what that means, folks, but we'll find out. Let's go for a flight of this thing and see how it performs. Okay, we're going to get this started up here. I forgot to mention that this quadcopter uses the same battery as all the other H501s. It's this 2700 milliamp hour, 7.4 volt, 10C, 20 watt hour high performance battery. So you're going to have no problem at all finding cheap replacement batteries to keep you flying with this. I have so many of these. Well, I brought 2 today, so I should be able to get a sufficient number of flights today. But to get this started, okay, I got my microSD card inserted. You simply, as with all the Hubsans, you plug in the battery and then struggle to get the battery cable inside. This is something I hope they would fix, because that battery cable is always a pain to get inside there and close up this door. But there we go. And the ESCs are fired up. Now, last night and today, I have this Wi-Fi, or my phone connected to the Wi-Fi of the drone. And let me do that right now. Let's open that up and connect again. Make sure it is connected. And Wi-Fi. It's obtaining IP address. Connected. So we're good to go there. And the next thing we need to do is turn on the controller by holding this button down here. And to connect the Bluetooth, you need to open up the Hubsan app. And I'll show you that here shortly. Okay, there is Bobson's view. So we have the screen recording now. Now, I have not connected yet to Bluetooth. See that blinking light? To connect the Bluetooth of this phone, you need to go into the settings and select controller, I believe, and make sure Bluetooth transmitter connection is through Bluetooth. Since we're running it not Wi-Fi right now, we're going to be controlling it with a Bluetooth. And we got to set transmitter and aircraft connection. And right now it sees the Bluetooth controller, which is Hubsan HT009 controller. And we're going to select it and select connect. And immediately the light goes to solid blue. So we are set and ready to go. So right now we got 7 satellites. You know, I have not done a compass calibration of this thing yet. And I don't know if it tells me to do that before I take off or not. But I'm pretty sure we need to do a compass calibration. So let's select aircraft. FPV on, horizontal calibration, compass calibration. There we go. Bind aircraft to current device. Yes. And we're doing a GPS accuracy test next. Yes. That's good. And again, I want to do a compass calibration, not just that. So going back down again, selecting others, compass calibration. There we go. I have not done this yet, and I know this is needed. So you just rotate it like so. Until it tells you to go vertical, and then rotate it like so also. Until the app changes. So there, now we got a compass calibration. It would have probably told me to do that before I took off, but I just want to be safe. Okay, I am switching to video camera, starting the recording, and hitting automatic takeoff. Before I do that, make sure we got sufficient satellites. 8 satellites, that should actually be good enough to go. So hitting takeoff, yes. And let's see how stable its position hold is. Actually, it looks pretty good and stable position hold. Let me get in the camera. Say, how do you like my shirt today, folks, in 720p? Okay. First thing I want to try is the features of this quadcopter. And you do that in the upper left corner. Hit that button there. And we are going to select Follow Me. Altitude 2 meters. Execute immediately. Aircraft altitude is too low. I guess you got to go up higher. It doesn't like that. How about there? Going that. And hit execute immediately. Too low. How high do you got to be? Let me go outward too. Right about there. 5 meters. So you got to be 5 meters high to do this, I guess. Execute immediately. It should be working now. Let me hide it. And let's see if it's actually working. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving. So you got to be 5 meters high to get this thing to work properly. So I'm walking down the road here. It's flying sideways. Actually doing a nice job. Let's go the other way. Okay. Before I trip over myself, let me go this way. I gotta look away. Is it following me? It sure enough is. Okay, how about if I walk toward it? Is it moving? Yes, it is. So follow me does work. So let's exit out of that. I'm going to hit stop. And the next feature I want to do. Let me get out a bit further. All these rocks around here, folks. But we are going to hit circle me. I want to try circle me now. And if we look at the features here, we can go higher or lower. We can turn right or turn left and clockwise, decrease the radius and increase the radius by the pitch roll stick. So I got it. And hit next. And execute immediately. And there it goes, doing circle me. How's that speed? We can increase that. That speed's pretty slow. Let's increase that speed. Sliding that bar to the right, and the speed does increase. So that's the circle me feature of this. It actually works very well, it appears. We'll do a complete circle, and then next thing I need to do is see how far away can this go and be controlled using the phone only. Or using the phone with this GPS controller. And also, if it goes out of range, will it return to home? That's the next question people are going to want to know. So about 2.5 meters per second. Can it go any faster? 3 meters per second is the fastest it will do this rotate, as you can see there on the screen. And we're going to stop that here now. Okay. Now, we are still recording. Let's push forward. I'm going to actually go back to where I was at takeoff here. Flying overhead this thing. There it is up above. And I'm going over near the takeoff point. Not exactly to the takeoff point, because I want to see, does it return to me or does it return to the takeoff point? And we're going to push outward and continue flying until we lose reception. And away we go. Distance 41 meters. 56 meters. Still going up on. Still have reception. 69 meters. Going up a bit higher so I can see it. Going below the horizon there. 104 meters. 114 meters. So it can go farther than predicted. 132 meters. Still going good. 145 meters. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, we lost it there about 150 meters. I can still see it though. Let me go higher. See if I can go higher. No, it's not taking commands right now. So is it going to execute a return to home? That's the question. I'm trying to push it out further. Go further, but it's not. It looks like it's climbing a bit. It's just hovering out there. At about 150 meters away. Can I go further? Pushing forward. Well, it looks like it turned its nose back toward me when it lost connection. So it's coming back to me. Let's set it out. Okay. To the right, until we lose connection. I want to lose connection, see what it does. I'm going up higher too. Going up on. 130 meters. Turn to the right a bit. Going over the road there. Pushing forward. Trying to send it out as far as it'll go. 183 meters. 200 meters. Still have connection. 225 meters. Holy moly, that's pretty dang far out for this thing. 246 meters, still got connection. I can still see it, so, and I know where that's at, that area there, the road there. Still pushing forward, 295 meters. So I'm surprised, folks. It's actually, okay, did it lose connection there? Trying to push it out farther. Wi-Fi signal is weak. Yeah, pushing forward. Still pushing forward. And you know what, folks? It's decreasing. You know what it does? When it loses signal, it doesn't necessarily do an automatic return to home. What it does is it turns itself back toward you. It faces to where, you know, your position is. So I'm still pushing forward. So it rotated itself, in effect, so that it'll come back if you push forward on the stick. So that is interesting. I'm going to stop it there. What if I pull backward on the stick? How much battery power do I got? Oh, I'm getting low on battery. I don't want to fiddle much more with this, but let's. Okay, it's doing weird things out there. I'm letting go of the stick. I think it's doing a return to home. I'm not sure. But I'm getting a little bit scared out there. It's just sitting out there now. Let's do an automatic return to home and landing. Will it come back? It says 148 meters. I think it's coming back. Let's do that automatic return to home and landing. So, you know, this is strange. Okay, again, if you keep going outbound with just the picture roll stick pushed upward, and it flies out of range, it turns its nose back toward you, so it starts flying back toward you. So it doesn't seem to do an automatic return to home and landing. So either case, you know, to do an automatic return to home and landing, if you lose sight of it, you should push the button, return to home button. But I got surprisingly good range just using the transmitter, you know, and through Wi-Fi. Now that'll probably vary depending on your phone. Okay, my particular phone is a X520 from the Echo, but other phones performance will probably vary. Okay, so that was its return to home and landing. Let's stop that video first off. Make sure we got that video. Starting the video once more. And the apps looks like it crashed. No, request timeout. Okay, I don't know what that means, request timeout. But let's take it to the air. And this time I'm going to do it manual, or did I do automatic takeoff before? I'm going to do a manual takeoff this time. Using the sticks. Boy, that goes up fast, don't it? Okay, and turning the quadcopter off in this direction. Coming down a little lower. That's the next thing I want to try out is, let me get in the camera. Bouncy, bouncy. Let's go over here a bit. Whoa. So I don't have any garbage in the background. And take a look here. Seeing the sights getting a little closer. And switching to photo, taking a picture. Are those pictures taking? I'm really close to this thing, yet take a look at that. But take another one, take another one. I hope the pictures are taking. One more. Okay, going outbound again. What was that noise? Okay, we are getting low on battery. I'm going to switch here. I don't want to keep going until the battery dies. You supposedly can get 20 minutes of flight time on this. Does it show the flight time? Not really. But let's just use up the battery power. Just flying around the area. I am going to switch back to video camera, and then record. And let's just do some high-speed flying over the area. Let's go up high. I haven't done that. We'll go up high. High is in about 30 meters or so. Okay, it wants to come home because the battery's low. We'll let it do that. And I'll try high flying later. Because I got another battery, like I said. We'll use that with the second battery. How much battery power? 35% is a lot of power left, but doesn't want to fly high at 35%. Wants to land. So we'll let it land. And let's pop another battery in. And this time, let's do waypoint flying with this. See how the waypoint flying works. So hope you enjoy the second part of this flight after it lands here. And stopping the video. And setting up for waypoint with another battery. So hope you enjoy the second part of the flight. Okay, welcome to the second part of this flight. The second part, I'm going to be using the Wi-Fi repeater. But to do such, again, last night before I came out here, I connected this Wi-Fi repeater to this drone using the Mi Home app. Once you've done that once, it will remember it for all future connections. So that all I need to do really is turn on the drone by plugging in its battery and getting those cables inside again. Again, I'll figure out a way to put those cables in better than that. And put the drone on the ground here. And next thing I do is, as that drone is warming up, I plug in the Wi-Fi repeater. Like so. And there is a little orange light that you can barely see out here in the sunlight. But what I'm waiting for is for that orange light to turn blue. Let me see if I can adjust this so you can see that, folks. There, now I got a blue light, so it is connected to the drone. The repeater is connected to the drone, and vice versa, the drone is connected to the repeater. Now I'm going to put this up straight up like so, and actually point it off in the direction, because that's about the area that I'm going to be flying most distant, and I want the flat end of the panel pointed in that direction. Next, I am going to turn my phone on and connect to the repeater. And the repeater, if I turn on my Wi-Fi on my phone, I'm looking for Wi-Fi signals. We got Hubsan H501M and H501M Plus. Plus is the repeater, and it automatically connected to the repeater. So the other H501M is the drone itself. We don't want to connect to the drone itself when we're using a repeater. We want to connect to the repeater. And it automatically did because the repeater signal is the most strongest of the two, and it automatically selected it. Okay, and then we open up the Hubsan app, like so, and look for H501M, sorry. And I'll select it here, H501M, and enter device. And seeing if we do. We have FPV reception, so we know it's working. It's going from here to the phone and to the drone, and the data's coming back the other way. And before we take off, let me get my controller out of the way there. I'll put it down here on the ground. Okay, then we go into settings. And we are going to be, let's go into aircraft settings. We're going to be flying FPV, automatic screen rotation, actually I guess controller settings. And we're going to be controlling via Wi-Fi only today. So we're selecting Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth in the settings. And it's a transmitter and aircraft connection. Let me double check that. See, that has no effect in that we're not using the transmitter anywhere. We're using Wi-Fi only to control it. So actually we should be good to go here. Okay, so with that in mind, let me come out of the settings there and look for Mobazin, because I want to start Mobazin here. And Mobazin is recording. And since we're flying waypoints, I'm going to select map setting. And last night before I came out here, I opened up this Wi-Fi app at home, connected to my home Wi-Fi. You opened up the Hubsan app while connected to my home Wi-Fi, and opened up this map mode version and scrolled over this area since I knew I was going to be flying out here today. What that does is that automatically saves the map into your phone's cache, so that you don't need data connection when you go out and fly. It'll automatically find its way out here. So, dang, where I want to fly, there's a car over there. So maybe I'll have to set a different route than what I want to do, but we'll see here. Okay, So what I'm going to do is turn off control via the controller. We're going to be flying waypoints only. And I'm zooming out the map a little. And I am going to select waypoint flying. And that is that one there. It looks like a paper airplane. And please adjust the map to draw the waypoints. I'll adjust it a little bit more. And I am going to hit draw. And you want the left one. It looks like a pencil with a straight line. And we're going to draw a line, outbound. And then over here, and then down here, and then draw some more, and continue from there over here, and then coming down the road. Now we got a bunch of points that I don't want, so we're going to go, not point of interest, but delete, and select point delete, and get rid of 8, 7, 5, that's fine right there. And 7, we don't need 7 right there. Going back to draw, actually moving down this way here. Back to draw, and drawing the line some more. Down this way. Keep saying it's gone too far, but it doesn't matter. You can actually go farther than you want. And delete that point there. Keep. And point of interest, I don't want point of interest. I'll draw, delete, actually, I'm still deleting. Keep. And from 8, we're going to fly back home. And I'm going to continue drawing and draw one more line coming back home, or close to home. Keep. And then let's delete these extra points. And I have to, each one of these, hit keep. Keep, keep, and that should be it. So we should be ready to go. Now all I got to do is hit submit. And it wants us to do a GPS accuracy test before that. Hit submit. It's doing it right now, and I need to go in and out. You can't take off until it completes this GPS accuracy test. And I think I'm supposed to be going in and out while holding the phone. Hit next. Oh, I had to hit next. Okay, I'm sorry folks for that delay there. So we should be good to go actually to do our mission. So all I'm going to do next is hit takeoff. And hit bind aircraft to current device, yes. It's probably going to tell me to do GPS accuracy or a compass calibration, we'll see. Take off. No. Now I want to change the camera, or I want to use the camera. I can't access the camera right now while it's doing this. But let's hit submit. And it's hit done. Aircraft about to enter waypoint mode. Okay. It's going up. And I want to change to video camera. And recording while it does its waypoint route. And here it goes. Going up, 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 and make sure it's recording. And I want to make sure Bob is recording this. Yeah, recording in progress. Away we go. And out it goes. Well, let's see how good its FPV is while it's doing this route. You know, the advantage of this waypoint thing is you can actually go, say you own a farm. And you want to go look around your farm and survey your farm. It's really easy to do with this waypoint flying. You can set up a map and just go out and do it. You want to go out to the far 40 there, just have this drone do it. Keeping in mind the range on it, it's going to be about max range of 300 to 500 meters, I believe. Since I'm using this Wi-Fi repeater, it should be pretty darn good, actually. And going on a little further, actually I'm going to point the antenna toward the drone. Each time it hits one of these waypoints, it does a little delay, and I've adjusted that in its settings, and you can't really seem to stop that delay too much. It'll stop for about a second. Again, I turned the antenna toward the drone on my Wi-Fi repeater. We're 284 meters out, and right now I've lost Wi-Fi reception, so it's on its own right now. 298 meters out. Okay, going over that area there. I see that car over there. That's why I didn't want to fly all the way over there. And put my glasses on so I can see it in the sky. Keep an eye on it in the sky. What it's doing, it's at that waypoint. Now it's turning around, coming back to these roads over here. So, you know, as with the H501A, this is a very capable waypoint flyer also. It's just pretty dang neat. I still got FPV. I still got FPV, and how far am I? 387 meters away. 395 meters. Okay, I've lost FPV reception, but I can still see that little dot in the sky heading over there. I'm not sure what its range is right now, though. But it's on its own over there, flying its mission. Pretty dang cool, man. I like these waypoint flyers. Now, if you live in an area with buildings and trees, well, actually, if you're living in an area with buildings, I would not be flying waypoint flying around buildings or populated areas. But if you're out in the sticks and you have trees around your area you're flying, or you have hills, keep in mind you might want to fly, you set your waypoint height, and you do that in the menus, above the highest hill in your local area, so you don't actually go crashing into things or your highest tree. You don't want to fly too low, in effect, when you're flying waypoints. You want to fly high, because this does not have obstacle avoidance, is the main reason. It's doing a good job. It's coming down the road. I see it, and oh, I have FPV reception again. It's still out there, 230 meters. I still see it in the sky as it's getting bigger now. I'm going over this other road here, so it flies right overhead when it comes by me. Flying its waypoint mission. How much battery power? Ooh, we still got a lot of battery power. 61%. Hello up there. Can it see me? Yeah. I can see me. I can see the car. Is this coming overhead? Oh, the camera stopped. Okay, it's recording. It's recording. Going overhead. Hello up there. I see me. I see me. There it is overhead. Finishing out its mission. That's cool. I hope that video is recording. But just a neat quadcopter. Waypoint flying. Now I'm not going to fly this much more. I just want to demonstrate the waypoint feature. And the waypoint feature is, I think, its neatest feature. Next to follow me and circle me. I would say waypoint's number 1. And follow me is number 2. And circle me is but some people like that, circle me. Every time you lose Wi-Fi connection, I'm looking at the screen here, the recording button goes white. I don't think it's stopping the video. We'll find out though after it lands. Okay, 162 meters is coming inbound again. 142 meters. I see the car. I see the drone. And this is not going to land, but as soon as it reaches its closest point of approach here, the end, its last waypoint, I am going to hit the land button, automatic land button. And that'll be the flight for the day. Still got 53% battery power, so you could probably do another mission. It's pretty cool. Very efficient flyer. And I think that's the last waypoint we're coming up to. Let's see if it stops. It stops, and there we go. Okay. Automatic return to home and landing. Pressing that button. Automatic return, I want to go to takeoff point. I'm hitting OK. It's turning around. Coming back. So when it does an automatic, when it flies out of range or does it or starts an automatic return to home and landing, it points itself back in your general direction. So again, keep that in mind. When you're flying this distant and you fly out of range while you're controlling it, it will point back in your general direction. So if you keep pushing forward on the stick, it will come back to you. It'll turn itself around and come back to you. See how accurate that landing is? About 1.5 meters. Not too shabby. Yeah, let's stop that video. Okay. Hopefully that's recorded. Yeah. Let's try it again. Okay. So, that's the flight of the H501M. It's a capable little bird. It's at relatively low cost. Of the low-cost GPS quadcopters, I would think this one is probably one of the neater ones. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Let me get myself in the picture. Signing out.